Now, the minute we understand the word trait, that means a distinguished quality, acting strategically. A leader should always go for what? A strategically kind of a things he should have. It's a very, very important one. Prioritize your goals and being responsible for accomplishing those objectives. Harvard Business Publication report is a very authentic and genuine report which they say that hello everybody, a warm welcome to one and all. I'm Abhilash Chandra from the Department of Commerce and Management in Vidyashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence. Welcome to all the students here. And students, this topic which I'm gonna discuss, right, that is very, very important because you will be getting a 15 marks question or a 10 marks question in the principles of management, and the topic is all about the leadership traits. Now, what exactly a leadership trait is all about? Now, the minute we understand the word trait, that means a distinguished quality, what a leader should always have. And we have seen the qualities of a leadership, but this topic, right, that is like distinguished, unique quality a leadership or leader should actually have. And it's a 15 or a 10 marks question in your Mysore University question paper. This semester we're gonna get a question, and this is for sure. So we need to go with what is leadership, and then we should also explain about what are the qualities a leader should have, and then the leadership traits. Now I have listed few of the traits here. The first one is self-managing. A leader is a person who should always go for self-managing himself, right? The second one is acting strategically. A leader should always go for what? A strategically kind of a things he should have. It's a very, very important one. Being an effective communicator. Now, if he don't communicate properly, how will his followers, his team will actually go for what all the things he wants them to actually do it? Being accountable. Now, this is very, very important. He should always be accountable and he should always be responsible. It is not that if success happens, he'll take the name, or if say failure happens, he'll blame somebody else. It should not be like that. He should be accountable, plus he should have the responsibility. Setting clear goals. Now see, when a leader sets goals, the leader should actually see that, is it a clear goal? Is it feasible? Can my people do it? So that is what it is. And he should be a person who goes for the persisting and achieving those goals also. That is, just by going with goal, it doesn't matter, right? He should also see to it that all his teammates and himself, they persist and they achieve those goals which he will set to the entire team. So these are the traits, and the remaining traits I have given you, that is the other 5. So that's a 10 marks question or a 15 marks question. You are supposed to write the same. Now, having a vision. Now, a leader is a person who should always have a vision for the future. So that means he should plan properly. Managing complexity. It is not like simple to be a leader. He should always be a person who should go with strategical things. He should always go for predicting uncertainty, and he should take up not the simple, but he should take up more complex kind of a things, and then he should solve it. Fostering creativity and innovation. A leader should always go with creativity and encourage his teammates when they go with innovation, as well as the leader should have that innovative ideas and creative ideas. And the last 2 are, he should be a person who should always go for team building and promoting the teamwork. And the last one is creating a lasting relationship. See here, this is a very, very important. That is, he should always have his team with him. If he don't have that lasting relationships, what happens is, it's like just use and throw kind of a policy. A leader should never go with it. He should always have a very good relationship with all the people, whoever are with him. So let's go with the first one, that is self-managing. See, I've given you an entire explanation about each and every topic. It will help you if you actually take down all these points, so that it can actually fetch you 15 marks or a 10 marks in your university paper. The first one is about self-managing. Now, when a leader can't manage himself, now how will his people manage? So these are the things which you should know. That is, it's hard to manage others effectively if you cannot or if you can't manage yourself. So self managing means being able to prioritize your goals and being responsible for accomplishing those objectives. So here what happens is, you need to know that a leader is a person who should always think about how to manage himself. Now, in a day, we have 24 hours. In that 24 hours, what are that we are supposed to do, we are not supposed to do? All these things you are supposed to know as a leader, and you should have a kind of a blueprint. That is, in a day, what all I should do, what all I need my people to do it for me. Is it feasible? Is it not feasible? Can we do it after? Or can we do it now? Everything he should actually manage himself. It can be physical, it can be financial, it can be any kind of a thing. He should manage himself. That is what is called self-managing. Now, as an effective leader, you must be able to regulate your time, attention, emotions while remaining aware of your strength, weakness, and potential surfaces or the sources of bias. Now, exceptional leaders, we have kind of people. That is, there are few people who are effective leaders, there are few people who are exceptional leaders. Now, these exceptional leaders, I'll tell you, they're always a role model of their teammates. So what is that they are supposed to do is, exceptional leaders are adept at handling stress and balancing their personal and professional lives. But you must also remember the importance of compassion and be able to respond to people and events in an appropriately way. So here what happens is, you are supposed to know what is that you are supposed to do, how much time you are supposed to give it to few of the work. Is it you know your strength, you know your weakness? So first thing is, you should know, being a leader, you should know your strength, your weakness, what are the potential effectiveness will happen, everything you are supposed to know. That's why self-managing is a very, very important quality. Second is acting strategically. Now, a leader should always go with scientific techniques rather than the general techniques. That is, here a forward thinking or open minded approach is necessary for today's leader. According to Harvard Business, see, please use these words because Harvard Business publication report is a very authentic and genuine report, which they say that leading now, that is called critical capability for a complex world. That is, leaders must always be prepared to adjust their strategies to capture emerging opportunity or tackle unexpected challenges. Now I'll tell you, 21st century, in this 21st century, please understand, leader should always capture the opportunity. That is, he or she, whoever are the leader, they need to see that where opportunity is there and they are supposed to capture it, and the team should actually give 100% to accomplish those objectives which the leader have already designed for them. So here what happens is, when we go for the new opportunities and we start capturing it, now definitely we'll be a very good leader, and that is how you will actually improve an organization, or you improve yourself or your teammates. That's why a leader should always act strategically. And the third one we have is being an effective communicator. Now, a leader should always go for a clear and proper communication to his teammates. The reason is, communication should not have any barriers. Now, he should know what is that he is talking, what is that he is telling his teammates, and the teammates should actually respond to the same thing what he has actually said. Now, in communication, what happens is, there are two people. One, a person who is a sender, another is a person who is receiver. Now, the sender need to send the message and the receiver need to receive the message the same way what the sender has sent. After that, the receiver need to accept, and he should analyze all those whatever the message is taken, and then he should respond and give a feedback. So here you have a proper communication. So a leader should never omit any words, or he shouldn't add more words. He should be a very good communicator. So when we go with these kind of a things, then a leader will be actually being recognized in the entire team, saying that okay, he is a person who will never miss out anything, he is a person who will never add something, he is a person who is a very good communicator. So powerful leaders know when to talk and when to listen. They are effective communicators and are able to clearly and succinctly explain to their employees everything from organizational goal to specific tasks. That means they should tell each and everything very clearly and succinctly. Now, here what happens is, when I told you about the barriers of communication, right? The leader is a person who knows when he should actually talk and when he should listen. A leader should also be a very good listener. So this is a very, very important topic which you are supposed to know. That is, a leader should not only just talk, he should also listen to his followers and the teammates. If people don't understand or aren't aware of your expectations, they will fall short. So the more specific you can be, the better. That is what the leadership trait is all about. That means here what happens is, you should communicate your people properly. And if you don't communicate and you're just thinking and you're not able to transfer whatever you have thought to those people, now how will they actually work for you? That's why you should have a very good communication skills. Being accountable and responsibly. Now here you should be responsible in all the ways. Successful managers know how to use power and authority appropriately without overwhelming or overpowering employees. Now here, the minute you become a leader, it is not that you will act like a dictator. You have authority, yes, we agree, but you should also have responsibility. See, Henry Fayol 14 principle, the first principle after the division of work, the second one when you have, they say clearly that authority and responsibility. You should never get only authority, you should also get responsibility. A leader is a person who knows how and when to use his authority. He should never go with excessive usage of authority. Then what happens is, the other people will always have a fear for the leader. Now, leader should always be accepted by the people. It is not like you need to accept. It's like they will go with it. Now, there are a few things. See, there are two things in life which we should not expect from others. Now, we should not expect people to respect us. Now, the reason here is, respect is something which they will give you if you deserve. And one more thing is expectation itself. No, you should not expect the expectations from the other people. That is, expectation really hurts. So these are the two things, please do understand. Effective leader hold themselves accountable to take responsibility for their own mistakes. See, this is a very important quality of a leader. Somebody has done a mistake in your team. Now the leader should not blame them. The leader is a person who always accepts the mistakes of his team, and he tells to others that it is my mistake, not my team mistake. That is a very big thing. But here you should also know that it is not that the people are making mistake and you're just taking the blame. You should also reduce making mistakes. That is the best quality a leader should actually have. And they expect others to do the same. They can work within established procedure and be productive and efficient in their decisions. So here he should be accountable for everything, as well as he should take responsibility. The next one is setting clear goals and persisting those. Or when you persist them, what really happens here is the boiled down version of acquiring charisma. Now here what happens here is, set clear goals and determine the purposeful in achieving them. Back it all up with unshakable self-confidence. Now, if you radiate enthusiasm and are truly excited about what you are doing, people will be naturally drawn to you. Now, here what happens is, when you start achieving goals now, and when you set goals and then again you achieve it back, now you have an entire confident team which always feel that okay, my leader is here, my boss is here, my manager is here, he knows how to target the goals and he knows how to achieve them. So you should not just be like goal setter. You should also achieve those goals. When you have that kind of charismatic behavior, now I'll tell you, all the other people, whoever are your followers, they'll start following you. When they start following you, what happens is, now it is like a unity, which is like integrity also. You are walking not alone. You are not alone and you are not walking alone. You are with the entire team, because your team knows that you have set an objective, you have set a goal that will happen, and that is what the confidence they'll have for you. That is why you are supposed to be what? You should go with the setting clear goals, and you should have the persisting in achieving them. So this is what you are supposed to go with. Next one we have is having a vision for the future. A leader is a person who always visualize the future. That is, these things can happen. Now usually future is uncertain, but it can be predictable. Sometimes what happens is we can't predict the exact, but a leader is a person who should always plan for 5 years ahead. That is what he should be, a very good visionary. So exceptional leaders have the ability to look into their company's future and make clear, concrete goals that will benefit their organization. So here what happens is, being a visionary is about managing change while striking balance between stability and growth. They are confident and optimistic. See, this is also, they're confident and optimistic. Here, why I have gone from first to the third and then the second. The reason here is, only when you have that confidence and optimism, only then you will have what? The stability. The same way, when you have stability, you have confidence and optimistic. So that is the reason here. See, it's like this. You have confidence, you have stability. You have stability, you will be optimistic. You are optimistic, you are confident. Now, these are the three parameters which a leader should always go with. So a leader is a person who should have vision for the future. Now, managing complexity. Now, a leader should not just handle the simple kind of things. Now, he'll not be called as a leader if he only goes with simple things where he plays very safe game. Now, leader should always go for the complexity also. Achieve what he did not achieve in the past. So, go for the opportunity, strive for the opportunity and grab it. So, leader must be a problem solver who can make decisions under rapidly shifting circumstances. Say example, pandemic, what really happened in 2020. Now the great leaders of the MNC company or the business entrepreneurs, now what they did is, they couldn't predict that there will be a pandemic. Definitely none of us we predicted that there will be a pandemic like this. But still, people who have the leaders with them, and the leaders have gone with managing the complexity. That's the reason the company is still alive. Say example, I'll tell you, the entire nation was in a lockdown, the entire world was in a lockdown, but only people who took initiative and then they decided, okay, the show must go on. That's the reason. See, even Vidyashram, right? If I go with this example, it will not be wrong. We have a very great visionary called Rakesh sir. Now he is a person, he's a true leader, where he started something like what others couldn't do it, let's do it. And we started this online classes, and probably more than lakhs together. The people are so happy, the students are so happy, and they have given us lots of regards, lots of love, and they are telling that, sir, please do this live classes, do this online classes. The reason is, now the leader is a visionary, plus he's a person who takes the complexity and manages those complexity. Coming to the next one is, we have learning to lead in complex environment is a vital skill of any leader. Even before any definitive information is available, effective leader must assess a situation's complexity and choose appropriate course of action. See, gone are the days when we used to go with chalk and talk. Now it is all about the online classes. Now why this has happened? The reason is because of the leader. The leader feels that the next future gonna change, the entire education gonna change, and we are supposed to be not with the chalk and talk. It will be all about the smart approaches which we are supposed to go. Now again, according to the Harvard Business Publishing report, that means being able to scan the environment in search of subtle trends and indicators of disruptive changes and establish practices that allow your organization to respond swiftly. Now, a leader should also feel that yes, changes will take place, but we should also make our employees, our team members, to accept the change, and we need to go for a swift approach, and then we need to grab the opportunity. See, this is what the leader always go with. Here, when we give an example like this, you need to understand, if you are a leader, if this pandemic has happened and you have started a business and you have, say, 50 of your employees are there, what will be the approach? Will you tell all the 50 of employees, okay, now pandemic has happened, the entire country is in a lockdown, you be in your place, I'll be in my place? Will you say that, or will you take any alternative and then start your business? Because see, even you are supposed to pay salary, you are supposed to pay them incentives, even they are waiting for the salary, they are waiting for the work, but the entire nation is in the lockdown. See, what is that you're gonna do? If you are a leader and you want to start a business and you have started the business, 50 of your employees are waiting for the salary, but you don't have money because you are not doing any business. What is that you're going to do? Comment in the comment box. We'll be very happy to read all the comments. And next we have is fostering creativity and innovation. Now, creativity and innovation, a leader should always help his teammates to build that creativity skills and innovation abilities. Now, leader must have the courage to risk experimentation and encourage creativity. Doing this will foster the innovation that will steer your organization to new destinations and around the twists and turns of changing business landscape. This happened in the pandemic. People who have had a very good leader, they have actually changed themselves in this landscape. The key is always by persistent in pursuing your goals and open-minded and flexible in how you get there. Encourage the people around you to spend more time for creativity, innovation, and always encourage them. Don't discourage them. That is what, see, discouraging is a negative ability to be a very bad leader. So you are not supposed to discourage any of your teammates. You should always encourage them, and you should always see to that their growth actually inclines but not declines. And lastly, we have team building and promoting teamwork. Now, successful leadership is built on the people around you. Now, if you have very good team, only then you can actually build your team, or else you should make your team the best. Team building is essential to leading a diverse and a unique group of people. When I say diverse, unique people, because humans are heterogeneous, the leader should actually change the behavior from heterogeneous to homogeneous, because only when we have that homogeneous mind setup, we'll only work for the betterment of organization. Because the betterment of organization happens, the organization will actually help you to grow yourself. So strong teams and teamwork are key to achieve many things on this list, such as fostering innovation, effective communication, and achieving your organizational goal. If you recruit and develop the right team, you will be creating an unstoppable force that will drive your organization success. That's the reason, as a leader, you are supposed to always make sure that you have a very good team, and then you are supposed to have them properly, and you should manage them in the equal sense. And next one we have is the last one, that is creating lasting relationship. Now, a leader should always have a very good bond within his team, and he should always encourage people to stay in the team rather than actually making them go out of the team. Now, compelling leaders do more than just inspire others to follow them. They know how to motivate their employees to strive wholeheartedly for their company's goal. Employees who feel valued and appreciated, who feel like what they do makes a difference, will feel invigorated to push harder to achieve success for their company. So you are a person who should always motivate them. You should always make them feel that they also mean a lot to the organization. Because of those people, the organization is doing really good. So when you motivate those things and when you tell them that you people are so important for the organization, now what happens is even the team will work wholeheartedly. So these are the things a leader should always possess. And then outstanding leaders, when I tell you more about this outstanding leaders, now they know the art of actually making their employees happy. Now outstanding leader also understand that they need to be effective at networking, not just to advance their own career but for the benefit of their organization. Being creative, a vast and varied network of people, leaders establish impactful relationship with customers, clients, partners, and even competitors. So when you have a very beautiful team and you have constructed and built those team with good motivation, good attitude, good behavior, good character, good approach, now what happens is nobody can actually stop you from achieving the goals which you have set, and even people like your customers will be happy, your clients will be happy, and your competitors will always see you in a very good standard. So these are the things which you are supposed to write for the leadership trait. And any doubt regarding the qualities of the leader or the leadership traits, please do call us. We're always there to help you. Thank you so much. I'll see you when I see you.